story, and I know you're absolutely going to love it. He has come up for London. He's come up from London especially for this show, so he's actually come up on the train and stayed in the hotel overnight. He was part of Cirque du Soleil, and he's done a very impressive work record in film and TV. So I'd like to give a big round of applause to Darren Tait, please. I'd like to make an apology. I'm not very good as a presenter. I don't know why I've been hired. There is a film for Darren Tait. So if we'd like to watch that first, that would be fantastic. I'll just go and hand in my notice. Thank you.
Everyone. How's everyone doing today? It's actually not me. Thank you for the opportunity to come up here today. God, I'm nervous, eh? But no, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. When I got a call from Maggie, who said, would you come up here and do a little inspirational talk to everyone here? I jumped at the chance. I love Newcastle. And I said, but you have to give me one thing, that was, you have to give me a kebab. So she got me a kebab last night, and I'm feeling it this morning. But we're here today to talk to you about my journey as a performer, as an artist, as a entertainer, basically. That there, what you saw, took a long, long time, a lot of crashing, a lot of fails. It was a hard journey, but a successful one, and I'm proud of the work that I've done. But I want to take you back to how it all started. I started really late. I'm 44 years old. Actually, I'm 45 on the 18th of April. But the journey, it was a lot. I like it. But the journey was it was a hard one because I started at the age of 21. I never danced before. Never done any acrobatics. I never flipped. never done any kind of stage work. I was a forklift driver in Iceland's The Warehouse in Sweden, working the night shift. She knows. Working the night shift in the freezers 11 till 7. It was a dead-end job, and because I was always told when you leave school, get a job, you need to bring the money in, keep the keep. I never really got to express myself, and I always knew that I had something in me to do all these exciting things. But it took me working at Iceland's The Warehouse to actually find out that that's where I found my passion for dancing and jumping off things and setting fire to myself. So, in aisle 15 in Iceland's The Warehouse, I used to go there and I used to park up on my shift. I had a freeze jacket on, it was minus 30 in the freezers, and I used to sneakily get the ice cream Mars bars and eat them, and get caught a few times. But I'd dance just in the alleyways and stuff like that in my aisles just to keep warm, by packing the chickens on my frozen chickens on my pallet to take them into aisle 15. But in the morning, I used to get on my BMX and drive a cycle to this shop that I used to go to before I used to go home. I used to get my can of Coke and a Mars bar. And outside there was this dance theatre which I ended up going to. And I used to stand there with my leaning against my bike, open the can of Coke, eat my Mars bar, and see these ballerinas doing the ballet. And I thought to myself, because I used to go there every day, and it's higher educational school, higher education, and I used to stand there and go, I need to be in that class, with all these ballerinas, and do the ballet. But I'd never danced before. So I ended up enrolled for the school, got in. I had a really hard time there because the dance school never believed in what I was doing, and it's all about belief, guys. I had this belief that I was going to do it as a desire to really make it as a performer, because I'm a council boy, and it was hard going where in Park North in Sweden, where I was from. No one ever makes it from there. So I used to dance away at Sweden Dance, and I had it hard. No one would go across the floor with me. I used to do ballet and used to get ready to go across the floor, and then everyone used to go, nah, I don't want to go across the floor with him, he's rubbish. But I went there as a 21-year-old, and I'd never danced before. When you're dancing with all these people that have come from a dance background since 8 or 9 years old, sometimes 4 years old. There's me, 21, forklift driver, in a dance school. I worked hard, and I had a point to prove that anyone could make it. I worked extremely hard in this ballet school, and I still got told by the teacher, you're never going to make it, you're never going to do it. I was always the underdog. And after that, I enrolled for a few schools in Cambridge, and I got in. I got into Bodyworks in Cambridge, and I was in the same year as Caroline Flack, who's a friend. And I worked hard there, and I had a scholarship. Worked hard there, but then I wanted to get better education, so I went to Northern Valley School in Manchester. And I was there for about 6 months until I thought to myself, I need to go to Ballyrambert, which was in London. Ballyrambert is probably the best is Royal Ballet, and then there's Ballyrambert. And, considering I was a council boy and forklift driver, I just believed that I was going to do it, and I always said that to myself. So I went to Ballyrambert, trained really hard there. I still had it hard, guys. I had to put on these tights every day. You know what I mean? I was a forklift driver. Don't ever forget that. So I had it hard, but I worked hard. I worked extremely hard because I just believed I have to do it. Belief. And I auditioned for a big show at Sadler's Wells called Notre Dame de Paris, which is a French spectacular, and that was my first show. I was the soloist in that show with Danny Minogue and Tina Arena. Still, it was it was still hard work though. It was hard rehearsals, hard acrobatics on the stage every day, and for me, I went to that show as a contemporary dancer and a ballet dancer. But it was an acrobatic show. So they would say, right, you have to flip off this beam. I've never flipped before in my life. But I got the little mattress out and I was doing the flips. And there was a scene called Feast of Fools, which was, we were like refugees in the show from Notre Dame. And I'd always practice my flips on stage because we had to look like we were refugees, so we'd come out and I'd do a backflip and land on my head. But that was for real, I landed on my head. But gradually I landed on my feet throughout the whole duration of the show. As in 2 years, when I left that contract, I was actually a good acrobat because I went into the show as a dancer. So I managed to land on my feet, where throughout the whole duration of the show I was landing on my back and my head. But it looked good because we had to look like that. But I was actually looking like that for real. So I did that show for 2 years at Dominion Theatre. And I started auditioning for Bruno Tolio, I started working for him quite a lot. And I'm doing the commercials for Strictly Come Dancing, working with Blyth as well, dancing in the streets. And I'm doing a lot of idents for BBC. That was a forklift job. I worked hard in these commercials and I got scouted from Cirque du Soleil. Now, I'd never heard of Cirque du Soleil in my life. So when they called me up and they said, we would love you in this show. We want you to come out and do these acrobatic stuff. I was like, what, mate? So I ended up going to Montreal in Canada. And has anyone ever been to Montreal? It's very cold. See, when I left England, I wore a vest in December. I had a vest, just like my suitcase, my jumper over my shoulders. I landed in Quebec. It's -25. So I ended up rehearsing 1 year at the headquarters in Montreal. And it was very, very hard because I come from a dance, sketchy, acrobatic background. I had something to offer, strength and a core work. They loved it. So they were testing me through for about a year. They didn't know what show to put me in. I was odd, I was a character. They didn't know what I was about. They were just working around it, saying, well, we can put me in this show, that show, any show. And they didn't know what show to put me in. There was a few shows in option, but they said to me at the end of my contract and said that we've got a show. It's called The Beatles Love at the Mirage Hotel, where we want you to be the soloist, the principal. And remember, I was a forklift driver in most of the warehouse. So I ended up doing it. I got the contract, 3 years, I was a soloist, principal at Cirque du Soleil in Las Vegas. My solo was Hey Jude and Something in the Way She Moves, performing to 8,000 people a day, 4,000 people each show, 8,000, 2 shows a day, 10 shows a week. I was a broken man after that show. I actually didn't want to flip or dance again. But it was a great run. So I just want to tell you guys that really truly believe in yourself. It's not a dream. It wasn't a dream for me to be in Cirque. It wasn't a dream to do this. It was belief that you could do it. And if anyone knows my background, it wasn't great. You know, it was tough. It was hard going. But I knew that somewhere I was going to do it in the biggest stage in the world. To going on working for Adidas, for Reebok, and all those World Sports Awards, films open ceremony, Royal Variety shows, you name that, I've done it as a principal in all their shows. I was a forklift driver. Got to put that in though. But I just want to let you guys know, just really, truly believe. If you believe and it's going to work, it will work. A lot of people doubted me. My friends doubted me. Even my mum doubted me. But I did it. And I proved that it can be done. But now I don't do any of that at all. I now I try and give back, to give back to charity. And do these crazy events, the endurance events, to really kind of raise awareness for a lot of things. Like last year, I've done a lot of work for the Alzheimer's Society and raised a lot of money for them. but not just doing 5 or 10k runs. I was running from London to Brighton. I raised a lot of money. I made a movie called Willpower. Anyone can get up and run and do it. I never had no training, no marathon experience. And when I said I was going to do an ultra marathon, my friends laughed. Again, laughed, didn't believe it. And I did it. I did it in 11 hours, London to Brighton, I ran it. So the running became easy. I started to enjoy it, raise more money for Alzheimer's Society. I started running from Bristol to Reading in 22 hours. It wasn't a race, I just got the training and ran back. It was fun. That's what I do. And I always wanted to go to Bedlington when I was a kid. I ran that last year. I did it in 1 hour 34. So you really can do it if you really, really believe it. I had to up the ante last year. I thought to myself, what can I do to raise more money for Alzheimer's Society, but don't just run. Running gets boring, you know what I mean? So I thought to myself, I'm going to swim. I'm going to enter for Ironman. I entered for Ironman Wales, which is the hardest Ironman in the world. I can't swim. I've never swum in my life. I'm actually scared of the water. But with armbands on, assisted, I did it. I learned to swim, because if you believe, you can do it. It was hard, don't get me wrong, I was drowning a few times. But I put the work in and I did the swim. I ended up doing a 2.4 mile swim in the ocean. We got to Ironman Wales last year and I was queuing up on the swim cap ready to go. And there were all these Ironman people in their suits going, so what's your swim time in the ocean? I went, I never swam in the sea before in my life. I've trained in the pool only. So anyone who knows about sea swimming, you know how hard it is. I got stung 1,000 times in the face by jellyfish. Wasn't the one. I was actually swimming like this, patting the jellyfish on the heads, because I didn't want to get stung on the face or the feet anymore. But I did it. I did it. I'm going back again this year, and I'm doing it all for the charity for mind and mental health. Not only that, I'm doing a 6 mile swim for Dr. Doc, then running 100k straight after to Stonehenge. I'm also doing 113 events to the Cotswold Triathlon. I'm doing 3 Peaks Challenge as well. I'm going to do it under 22 hours, not 24, 22. Because if you believe in it, you can do it. But this is why I'm here today, to raise awareness for charities, to help in any way I can. I love coming up here to Newcastle. Came here last year and worked with Maggie with my PR. She's crazy, we did Ninja Warrior together, and I love her. Is that my cue to get off? But, you know, I just want to tell you kids that really believe in yourself, because I was the underdog and I got told, you'll never make it. You'll never be a dancer. You'll never get on a big show. You'll never do any advertisements. You'll never do any commercials. And I did it. Not only did I do it, as a soloist and everything I'd done. I'd never been on a song. I'd love to test it out to see what it's like. But you can be done with true belief. If you believe you'll do it, you can do it. And this is what, you know, I come here today not to preach, you know, but I just come here to hopefully inspire to really say, if I can, you can. And that's the motto, basically. So, guys, I just want to say thank you very much. I love being there. It's a great little theatre. I'm actually sweating. My armpits are dripping right now. I was on the radiator like this, trying to dry off the armpits before I come on. But I just want to say thank you for today. It's a great cause, and you guys, God bless, and keep up the good work. And people, believe in yourself. It can be done. You know what I mean? I did it. Anyway, thank you so much. And God bless. Thank you.